taking a lap with the helmet cam. Such a cool perspective. Now, before AJ flies to his home state of Cali for this weekend's IndyCar IMSA doubleheader, of course, we need to talk about this. Two Wheels, Nashville, down a game in the Stanley Cup playoffs, but Music City fans loving what they saw in their city last weekend.
I think we were on board there with Dean Wilson. It's just, it's insanity. I don't even know where to start. I mean, if you take the 250 East class, Austin Faulkner, which has won every race, crashes in practice, hurts himself, doesn't even race. So you got Chase Sexton and Cooper battling for points now to make up for it. They crashed in the main together going for the win.
That was a chance. That was an opportunity.
Eli Tomac blows up leading the heat race, has to run the LCQ, comes back and wins the main event. And then Cooper Webb just struggled all night, was 10th in qualifying, and really kind of seemed like it was the chance for Marvin Musquin to make up a ton of points on his teammate. Cooper Webb gets crashed in the heat race. Red flag comes out, gets back up, makes the main, and we see here Marvin Musquin going for the lead against his teammate Cooper Webb in the whoops, which is traditionally where Marvin struggles, gets aggressive, goes down.
You see how, I mean, how hard he's trying. That's the thing.
And it's really from the moment he got that 7-point penalty 2 weeks ago for jumping through the medical flag. It just seems like he's been kind of on edge, riding too hard. He made mistakes last week, the prior week, and Cooper kind of gave him an elbow, knocked him off the racetrack. This week, Marvin Musquin looked like it was his opportunity to make up points, and we've seen there trying so hard through the whoops, crashes, only gets back to 6th. Cooper Webb just kind of rides his own race, nothing spectacular, finishes 3rd. And Eli Tomac, his on again, off again season, all of a sudden, he turned it on in that main event and passed Cooper Webb and just dominated for the win. So you just never know what you're going to get. So it's that's why I love Supercross racing.
Well, this weekend, Supercross returns to Denver for the first time since 1996. Do you remember what happened back then? Let's take a look.
Great crowd on hand here at Denver Mile High Stadium. The light brown eyes of Jeremy McGrath. The final management event of the Supercross season. 20 laps. St. Louis with the fluke. Let him do it, all right? And they're off. Jeremy McGrath. Whole shot, white flag lap. One more lap for Jeremy McGrath to win every race in the Supercross season but one. And the neck.
Wow, what a great shot.
The crowd is going crazy. The checkers. And for Jeremy McGrath, his 43rd career victory.
14 out of 15. Probably a record that, well, can you even break it? You can't find out till next year, I guess.
You heard him say it. That win capped off a dominant year for Jeremy McGrath. He earned 14 wins in 15 events. The year was 1996. Hard to believe, what, 23 years ago. It's the same year NASCAR Hall of Famer Dale Jarrett won his second Daytona 500. Terry Labonte captured his second Cup Series title. It was also the first year of the IndyCar split, which lasted more than a decade. So, AJ, tell us about Denver. I mean, every city has its own flavor, but you said Denver brings a unique challenge.
Yeah, and we talk about it anytime you go to Denver for any sporting event, the mile-high air. So for all these riders, and they are in such amazing shape, we saw from the onboard video there, just the physical abuse that a rider takes over a course of a 20-minute main plus one lap. But you take it to mile-high air where you're kind of sucking for oxygen, trying to figure out how to get your body just to adapt to that type of air.
You used to live there, so you know.
I lived back there when I raced in Champ Car, and I would train there, and we'd go race on a weekend, and that Monday back, I mean, I couldn't even breathe. So it's a unique challenge for most of these riders. So because of that, it makes it stand out that does Eli Tomac have an advantage? He lives in Colorado.
Okay.
He trains in Colorado. His house, I believe, is actually in 7,000 feet above sea level. So this is what he trains in. This is what he's used to. Now, these riders race in the outdoor. They race in Lakewood, Colorado in the outdoor event. But as we said, 23 years since they've been Supercross racing. Just, is this a chance with 3 races to go for Eli Tomac? He's going to need some help because if Cooper Webb finishes on the podium the last 3 races, no matter what anybody else does, he wins the championship. But Eli Tomac, if he's going to win this championship, has to go out there and prove a point. And maybe this is opportunity, having just that small advantage of living there and training there every day.
Absolutely. Well, so Supercross returning to Denver for the first time again since 1996.